I think just having an Instagram account or a TikTok account or whatever is not really making you look that legitimate as much as you might want to. I know a lot of people like and by all means, you need ideally to have these kind of accounts set up.
Yes.
But I mean, how much easier can you get this stuff set up? And make sure that you've got everything looking legitimate, like you're a full-blown business, as opposed to, hey, just send me a note in Messenger. I just
Right.
don't think that's necessarily, and it makes it hard for you to track on top of that and try to sell as much on autopilot. And this goes for whether you're selling charcuterie or cottage food. So I think it's kind of important to know just
Hmm.
having a social is important to have, but just to rely on that, I don't think is the best idea, really. You need to
Hmm.
look like a real business. So, welcome to the Charcuterie and Cottage Biz podcast, the show for makers, bakers, and food creators ready to turn their kitchen skills into real income without all the overwhelm. We're your hosts, Andrea and Patty, the Grazing Biz Sisters, a professionally trained chef and a multi-million-dollar marketing strategist with over 60 years combined experience helping entrepreneurs start, price, market, and grow profitable food businesses. Whether it's a side hustle or a full-time dream, you're in the right place. Now let's start the show. Hey, 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 here we are. Hey, sister, what happened? And welcome back to the Charcuterie and Cottage podcast. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Charcuterie. You know what? Did I tell you that since I've gotten my new teeth on the front, I have a couple of new teeth that I'm
Right.
lisping really bad?
Oh,
Maybe that's my,
geez.
I think that's my
That's
problem. I'm just
probably what it
lisping.
is. You got to get adjusted to it. Because I know I had a bunch of crowns and other weird
Yeah,
stuff happen to my teeth a couple of months ago. And I did feel like I was like talking weird
I
for
know.
at least a couple of weeks afterwards.
Well, isn't that fun? Great way to start the podcast. Welcome,
Yeah.
everybody. We're glad you're back. Hey, so sister, you had a big market this past weekend, again up
Hmm.
in Prescott. How did it go, except for the
It
wind?
went
The weather
really,
was windy.
yeah. It went really good. I mean, these spring and early summer shows are never, they never produce as much in sales as like the other ones do, especially for my products because I'm mostly, the main product is soups. But I sold a lot of earrings. I sold a lot of earrings. I sold a lot. I made dips this time around, dips and other
How did those
seasonings,
turn out?
and
Yeah.
those did really well. I sold out of one of them, the Mediterranean seasoning. And so, I'm trying to like branch out and find some other products that don't, so I'm not heavily relying on the dried soups, especially this time of year, even though people eat soup all year round, soup's in the grocery store all year round, right? But it just is not, it doesn't sell as well. And, especially when it's 90 degrees outside and the wind is blowing like a freaking hurricane down Prescott Whiskey Row. So it's kind of like this weird, it's a weird corridor. And anytime
Yeah.
you're down there, you want the wind because it makes it cool down and it was beautiful. But man, sometimes I was hanging on to that tent. We all were. I mean, all of
I
them.
saw that actually.
Mine has never blown away, knock on wood. I have been at events where uh, people don't wait properly on their corners of their canopies, and I have seen tents literally flying up in the air, and I'm like, there it goes, and
Uh,
then somebody comes running going, have you seen a tent go that direction? Like, yeah,
an
I did.
umbrella.
I just saw it go that way.
I saw because I came up for like an hour or so to go check it out with my granddaughter, and we got there, and I was walking around, and like every other tent, they were standing there holding on to the
Holding
top
it.
of it, trying to hold it down. But I was kind of more wondering about the people that were selling like jewelry and stuff, and
Yeah.
the wind was blowing, and that there's stuff on their
Yeah.
tables. I'm
I did.
surprised didn't do
Yeah.
more blowing, but
I
I
did
guess.
have a few, I have stickers that I design, and those are in these like plastic cellophane bags. And I have developed a system, it's kind of hard to explain, to keep everything kind of in place when that happens. Because I used to put things just in baskets. In the first big show that I did here in Chino Valley, a big 80-mile-an-hour gust came up and like literally Didn't
Yeah.
take me out. I did this whole holding everything down, but that was when I started to come up with other ways of keeping my stuff in place on displays that I actually made myself. But I was losing one particular sticker over and over, and it was blowing into this lady next to me, and she's like, "Here's another one of your stickers," you know.
Oh,
So,
wow.
but I mean,
Well,
it happens.
I got to think the people that do those events a lot up there know because the wind is pretty crazy this time of year
Hmm.
up there. It can get really, really bad.
Yeah, it could take
But
out an entire 6 foot table
yeah,
with stuff on it. It can do that. So everything has to be, you have to consider the weight on stuff. But I'm amazed at how many people go to these events and don't weight their tents down. I never understand
yeah,
that. You have to have weights. They're cheap. You can buy them. You get a bag of sand, whatever, and you put them. It doesn't have to be a complicated thing.
right.
So, with that said, I did tell Patty before we got on that I wanted to mention for those of you who do want to do vendor events or are in the process of learning how to do them, now is the time to start sign up for those fall events, which is where I make most of my money for the entire year is during the fall, anytime between September, November, and I will do the first week of December. So if you are interested in doing those, get on it, get on your different websites. There's application, there's festival.net, there is Eventney, there is, I can't even remember now, I'm all, but get on there, get signed up because the fall ones run out of space usually by the end of June.
Yeah, you
So
want to get lined up for before Thanksgiving, right? And then during Christmas, obviously, Thanksgiving and
right,
Christmas,
right. It
right? So,
starts with the harvest festivals, which usually start sometime in September. And I know I'm signed up for about three harvest festivals right now. And then I rolled into some Christmas ones. My last one is December. I want to say it's Tempe, December 4th or something like that. I might have done December 10th. But anyway, my point being, if you're interested in doing those kind of events, you need to get on to these sites and get your applications in. If they are vetted, they usually vet them and they get them done by August or so, maybe late July. And then that way you know if you're in or you're out. And then the other ones that don't do vetting, they just expect their payment like right away, like to get
yeah,
you reserved for your spot.
right.
So wanted to
Yeah,
throw that in there.
get on it, get on it. Well, I mean, so let me ask you because I'm going to do a segue into what our discussion is today, and that is
Mhm.
basically the 10 reasons you need to have a website, and because I just think it's important, and I've been in so many groups where I'm watching people go, "What are you using for sites?" And so I'm going to give 10. We're going to have 10 top reasons why you really should have a site, but you give your site information out at your events all the time,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
that I think is key. Why? How often do you feel people are actually asking you for your site information or how to reach you? Like if they might say, "Oh, where can I
I
get?"
would say almost every single sale, almost every
Yeah,
single person that walks up to the table, if they aren't looking, nowadays I have the QR code on my big banner, so they will scan that in lieu of holding on to a card. It was so windy. Normally I keep the cards out and I have like a little basket that I put them in the front, and usually I'll run out of cards at every event that I'm at. People will take them, but this time I couldn't leave them out because they were blowing away. So
yeah,
people were asking me, or I would say, go ahead and scan the QR code with your phone and you can save the website that way. It's a real handy way to do it. And the other thing is when people buy things from me, and I need to add the QR code to my labels, but my website is listed three times on the labels in different places. So, and I tell
yeah,
people, got any questions? Want to order more? Do you have any
right.
comments? Let me know how it goes. Whatever the case may be, reach out to me at my website. And it's on my sticker. So
And
they
people
know
do
that
reach out to you at your website, right?
all the
Yeah,
time, all the
right,
time. If
right.
they're not ordering, they are reaching out and they're getting information because I also offer some recipes and I have links to different TikTok videos and such. But most of the time, it's to ask me where I'm going to be at next. So
Yeah,
maybe they don't want to order because you do have to charge a little bit more because of shipping, or if they're across the country, they might order. And then I'll say, if you order four, I'll throw in the shipping, that kind of thing. You want to
Sure.
kind of try to entice them to do it, especially when they're not local. The local people, if I'm doing something, I'll say, I'll come in town and deliver, that kind of thing. If for those of you that live in a more urban area, I live in northern Arizona, which is, kind of sparse. But that there's lots of different ways to benefit in lieu of just making sales directly. Of course, sales directly is the best way. But that shipping is just like brutal, and it's hard to justify for a lot of people for the products, but it depends on what it is. It depends on
Well,
what
and
you're
I think,
selling.
well, and in a lot of instances, you may not be able to ship, depending on what you're selling, what you may not be able
Sure.
to ship anyway. But because we talk
Right.
about cottage food on this site too, you have
Right.
to be careful of whether or not you could ship. So maybe it's a kind of a moot point for most people.
Right. And
But
I,
I
I mean,
think,
I ship out like earrings and all that kind of stuff out of
oh,
state.
that, yeah,
Now,
yeah,
in state, I have on many, many occasions shipped from here to Scottsdale or to Tucson or to whatever. I can ship food within your state
yeah,
typically, you know.
right. Well, I mean, I think that brings up a good point, though, as far as your jewelry versus your food, because I know I like from reading in the groups, how else can I make money? What small items can I sell that make up for the bigger items that may be more challenging for people to afford, whatever it is? Because I see that, like,
Hmm.
if I could just make, $3 or $4 on something, what are the kind of things that I could sell that would make that? Now, I know your jewelry for earrings are more expensive than that, but you also have the little stickers you said you make. And
Hmm.
what
Hmm.
other items, like the kind of things that people would want to also be able to sell that you could put on your site and ship because it's not food, right?
Right, right.
Especially if you're in
Stickers
the
is one of
charcuterie.
them because you can put the stickers in an envelope, and then therefore if the people don't care about tracking, which most of the time they don't when it comes to stickers, you can also set up your postage for tracking and pay a little bit more, like maybe $1 instead of $4 for like a heavier item or five. Actually, the price went up with USPS. My soups used to cost $4.50, and they currently cost $6.12 to ship across the country. It's really
Wow.
frustrating. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
because gas went up. I mean,
Yeah.
gas
Sure.
went up. So, anywho, if you can make it work in an envelope or in, something like that, so stickers, earrings, something
Earrings, something
lighter
smaller.
that doesn't require a big packaging. Yeah, or bundle them up like I do. Like I'm okay taking a little hit if you buy four of them, and then ship them across the country. That way I'm still making money. And my
Sure.
cost on my soups is less than $2 for the most part. So it just depends on what they order. But if they want to bundle it, they're going to get a better deal. And you can get more sales that way too.
Well, and
So
that's the key. And I think not
mhm.
just to make the money while you're on site, but to be able to have your websites for them to, when I say on site, at the market, not on the
Yeah,
website.
yeah, yeah.
It's kind of when I talk about menus, I'm talking about website menus at the top of your
Not
navigation.
not food
That's not
menus.
not
Yeah.
your food menu. Um, but so let's talk about those 10 reasons that you really need to plan to have a website. Number one is, I think just having an Instagram account or a TikTok account or whatever is not really making you look that legitimate as much as you might want to. I know a lot of people like and by all means, you need ideally to have these kind of accounts set up.
Yes.
But I mean, how much easier can you get this stuff set up, and make sure that you've got everything looking legitimate, like you're a full blown business, as opposed to, hey, just send me a note and messenger. I just
Right.
don't think that's necessarily, and it makes it hard for you to track on top of that and try to sell as much on autopilot. And this goes for whether you're selling charcuterie or cottage food. So I think it's kind of important to know just
Hmm.
having a social is important to have, but just to rely on that, I don't think is the best idea, really. You need to
Hmm.
look like a real business. So
it
looking legit.
gives it gives confidence in those individuals that are maybe a little bit more hesitant, or let's say they've met you at the market and then they go to
Yeah.
your website and you've got this really cool website that Patty may design for you,
Yeah.
and Just throwing that in there because
Yeah,
that's
right.
something we
Actually, I'm
do.
going to talk about that
But
next.
yeah,
Yeah,
but they go to this really cool website, and you have reviews in there from your customers that have purchased from you. Either, you can use the reviews that people might send you personally in emails or whatever, but as long as it's a true review and it is something you can back up in some form or another, it just gives people that
yeah,
extra little boost of confidence. And when they're checking out, they see all the security measures that go along with the checkout situation, which we have that as well, so you feel more confident about just doing that versus calling someone and only paying cash, or maybe they'll show up and deliver, or whatever it is you're doing on Facebook. I'm not saying that it doesn't work, but if you really want to step this up and move forward with it, this is one way to legitimate, oh my gosh, what is the word?
legitimately.
Legitimize your business.
That's your fake
Let's try
teeth
to say
going
it
to town in
slowly.
there, not
It
letting you.
is. No, that's just my old brain, like slowing down and not sure what word it is.
Yeah, you join the club.
I
Well,
know.
so while she brought that up about the beautiful websites, we are getting ready to roll out, depending on when you hear this podcast. I'm going to throw this out a few times during the podcast today. We are rolling out luxury websites for food, and our first site, and you can go there. And if you get there and you can't order yet, you're going to see a get on the mailing list or get on the wait list pop up, come up so that you can put your name on the wait list. But maybe by the time you hear this, it will be live. Our first site is going to have a whole lot of different templates on it, and we can add and create anything. And they are going to be what I want to consider luxury food sites that are affordable. And where you will go for our first rollout is charcuteriesites.com. That's charcuterie, CHARCUTERIE sites, SITES.com. If you know how to just start typing charcuterie. One of the problems I have with using that word is because of the spelling of it. But if you're selling
Hmm.
charcuterie, you should know how to spell it. Charcuteriesites.com with a CH, not S.
Hmm.
Or, yeah. When you get there, you can get on the wait list or check out our offers. So we are selling strictly websites, or you're going to have an opportunity to get the site plus our advanced course that we have. If you want to learn to actually, start a new charcuterie business, we have a whole program there. So you're going to have two choices when you get there, but so affordable, so affordable. So definitely get in
Hmm.
there and check it out. You're going to be able to get a site that is luxury, not just the crappy old canned junk that's out in the world for food.
Everybody has
That's,
the same site.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
we
looks the
have a
same. Yeah.
number of sites that we're rolling out for cottage food, and that will be rolling out right as soon as we get this one live. Right after that, we'll be rolling out the cottage food sites that we have for various different foods that you might sell. And again, in our state in Arizona, they can sell just about everything. So we even have one for pizza. We have one for tamales.
Uh-huh.
So food that we can sell just about anything. Anyway, I'm going to
We
bring
just
this up
know
a
that
few.
people are struggling with the whole website, to get one, not get one. We all know that Facebook, while it does great things in the world, at the same token, it is one of the scammiest marketplaces. And
Yeah,
so it's just really easy to get bad customers off of
right.
that, or just get bad everything off of that. So we're trying really hard to fit in with what people are expecting. We've
Yeah.
watched, we've researched, we know what people want, and Patty's done a great job. I give her all the credit on this one because I don't do any of that crap.
Yeah.
I
You do
just
all the
I
cooking.
get in here and talk about how to run this kind of business, but she does
Yeah.
all the technical stuff. So what you see there, it's beautiful. She's done great, great. I mean, beautiful
Yeah, there's
stuff.
some really
So.
great templates. You can go click on them and actually see the versions of them. And when you look at those, they'll be very similar to those who are looking for other types of food,
Hmm.
which
Hmm.
will roll out shortly. So on that note, though, with regard to the site, and this especially is important when it comes to the charcuterie industry, is that booking online in advance. So you want to do online booking so that you have orders basically while you're sleeping. And so what that means is checking the calendar. You have the ability to block which I don't believe is there are no formal luxury type charcuterie site companies out there that help you make a charcuterie site except us. And what
Hmm.
I know about all this is that from my own business, doing a lot of grazing tables and working right now, I'm doing a lot of that, and also scheduling the charcuterie cart, because I kind of do more of the charcuterie end of this business, and getting bookings ahead of time and making sure that you've blocked off time when you're either going to be gone, and enough time they can book in advance, so they will check the schedule first and then maybe contact you. And if you're just going to sell boards or any of your products, even bread, cookies, so that
Bread,
you can
cookies.
book
Hmm.
in advance or get the orders in advance, so you're not out like, I wonder, I'm going to set up my farm stand and hope people buy, because you're not sure anyone's going to buy, and you're out
Right.
making it. And then
Right.
what happens to all the leftovers? What I'd rather see you do is order in advance, have the people order in advance, and now you go get the ingredients and make it. And there's never a
Right.
question. I mean, to me, that's like the biggest reason you'd want to have a site. So online booking in advance, and it
Hmm.
includes a calendar. It includes, obviously, if you're going to book big grazing tables and events, they'll probably need to talk to you, but you could put a calendar on there on your availability at minimum, so they can see that, instead of trying to do all this through the DMs. I mean, how great would
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
be? They just go to a form, fill it out, and then you get back to them. And by the way, and this is I don't even have it on my list to talk to you about, but how great would it be if your AI responding could respond back? We won't go in that deep
Yeah.
today.
Which it does.
Someday I'm
Yeah.
going to, because you
But we
got to
can
tap
just tell
into
you
AI.
that we can make it work. Yeah.
We can make everything work. Your chat widgets on your site. So really, really key. Another really important reason, number three, is that you want to be able to use your site to capture leads. And what that means is capture prospective people who may not quite be ready, who maybe want to get on your mailing list, who might want to maybe just even buy a coupon or something, which we'll talk about, or buy a gift card or
Gift
something.
card.
But
Hmm.
yeah, so we'll talk. That's actually on my list, but capturing leads, which is prospective people. So, say for in Andrew's case, she's given her card out and people are going to go to her site and they just bought soup, but then they get there and go, oh, she's got other things.
Right.
I'd like to get on her mailing list, so I'm aware of where she's going to be,
And that
when is
happens
the,
all the time. That
yeah,
happens all the time. So I would say I do sell a lot of things on there, but I'm not overrun by it. What it does is just promote my business constantly too. I don't do charcuterie. Like, I go and help Patty, but I don't necessarily do charcuterie full time because I have other things that I
right,
do. But when she's got a big gig, I come down and help her. But with that said, I would say that probably 70% of the people that come to my website, first of all, are just, again, they see that I'm a legitimate business. And they also then see I sell all these other things that I can't necessarily promote at the market. So,
yeah,
it's one of those weird dynamics where they get to see that you do so much more. And they're like, oh, wait, she can do. And I do have charcuterie as part of like the options, but I put this, need catering kind of thing, let me
yeah.
know. But I
So
don't
the way you
necessarily
would
have a menu, but that's how you work it. You
right.
never know what people are going to want or what they're going to
Right. And
order.
so the way you capture leads is what we call a lead magnet. And it's basically an irresistible offer to get people to sign up and fork over their contact information. And at minimum, they're giving you their first name, ideally, and an email at minimum. If you can capture their phone number, then you can text them too. And I usually will give incentives for them to give me their number. But you're basically, a lot of times what you're doing is offering up something quote unquote free. And so it can be sign up for the mailing list or get 10% off your next purchase or your first order, or
Hmm.
I'll send you some free earrings if you sign. I mean, whatever. I mean, how much does a pair of earrings? I don't know. I'll pay for shipping, and I'll send you a pair of free earrings or a sticker, something to give people an option to be able to fork over their information, and then it loads up into a software that's, in our case, because we have an all-in-one marketing platform that goes with this, but it loads up into your contact relationship software that will put people into a database. And then that leads into number four, which will then automate email and or text follow-up afterwards. So it automatically delivers whatever the people signed up to get from you. And again, all of this is built in a system that I have created for our business, for Andrew's business, and for really, again, for those of you who've listened to us in a while, obviously the real estate industry, because we do a lot of lead generation through lead magnets by offering up free guides, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But it really is dependent on the kind of thing you might want to offer. Get a free loaf of free, cookies. When you sign up, I'll at our next event or show up at my next event. I like the idea of telling people where you're going to be next so they can come to your site.
Yeah.
You'll have a page on where am I booked. Let me put you on my mailing list so I can tell you where I'm going to be next so they show up. And that can be
Mm-hmm.
all part of that follow-up. And that's one of the ways people would fork over their information. So this is probably the most important, outside of selling on your site, this is the next most important thing that you want to be able to do, is to get future business lined up so that you can
Right.
promote to them. And what's
You're
important about that?
communicating with them without you having to communicate with them, if
Mhm.
that makes sense. You're not having to DM them or any of that stuff. You're not having to get on social media, which we all know social media is a great thing, but at the same token, unless people are truly following you and just like basically
They're not on there.
stalking you, they
Yeah,
don't really
they're not going to
know.
see.
They're not going to see what you got going on.
No.
So I get a lot of people, especially when I'm down in the valley, as I like to call it, Phoenix and Scottsdale. I'll get repeat customers over and over again at those markets because they know that they've checked. Where's she going? I don't want to pay shipping costs. Where's she going? I'll be
Right.
there. And they come and they buy like 6 soups because they won't see me
Yeah.
for another month or whatever. So
Right.
that in the end, it all comes down to still making sales, maybe not necessarily online sales, and those are great, but it's just communicating with your people, your
Yeah.
customers, your people that
So to
love you. And
explain this a little better is that there is an automation that we call workflows or drip campaigns, and basically it automates automatically and it triggers on. And I know it's a little technical, but basically our if we have a thing on our website where somebody fills out a form to join a mailing list or get a 10% off coupon or whatever, we already have the workflows to automate that the minute that form gets filled out. So that's basically the thing that triggers the automation to send out emails and texts, and not just one. It can go on for a whole year, as often as I want to create it.
mhm,
And we call it a drip campaign because it can drip like the content, the emails and the text out over a period of time and in whatever intervals that we would like them to get it. So that's what we want to do, is to automate our marketing. So it's basically marketing, and you really just want to stay in front of them, and the people love it. I actually, it's funny because I signed up for one of our clients drip campaigns, and I keep getting her stuff and I'm like, damn, that's a good email right there. That like, who wrote that? Oh, yes, I did.
oh, I
But
did.
it's like, because what it also does is it was giving tips on entertaining. I mean, it does that kind of stuff. And our system has it all built into it already with pre-made templates that you just put in what your product is. So if you're selling tamales or you're selling bread, that it will say, hey, we're having a special, or, we're going to whatever, and it'll automatically load that in because we've set it up that way. So
But
anyway,
that's how people
that's
keep engaged with you and your
yes,
business.
they don't lose track
So
of you. And the other thing about all doing that, just so I say this, they don't lose track of you, but you also can see who's opening and clicking and
right.
responding, and they write back to you. It all shows up in the same software. So this is what I'm talking about. You can go out and get these cheap website systems on Wix or Shopify or wherever the heck everyone's building these crappy sites on their own. Now, on one, you have to build them yourself on some of those. On others, there are systems built, but the websites are terrible, and there's none of this to help you promote and market, right? So
Hmm.
you really need to look at the whole picture when you're building up a system like this. And we have it all built. It's all in one spot, and we just show you how to edit it to make it, and we'll help you build it for you so that it's set up to promote the items that you want to promote. Okay. Hey friends, it's Patty here. Before we get back into the episode, I've got something really tasty for you. If you're dreaming about starting or growing your home-based food or charcuterie business, we've put together a whole bundle of free resources just for you, including calculators, marketing guides, AI prompts, our free Facebook group, everything you need to get yourself up and running as fast as possible. Oh, and don't miss our free webinar training on how to launch your business the smart way. You can grab it all at grazingbiz.com/resources. That is grazingbiz.com/resources. Oh, and if you're loving the value we bring you each week, do me a huge favor. Make sure to follow the show, hit us up with a 5-star rating, and share this podcast with someone who needs a little nudge to start their own food business journey. Your thoughtful follow and ratings help move our little podcast up the ranks of podcast land and gives us even more incentive to keep providing you even more food business success tips, advice, and resources. Thanks so much. We appreciate you. Alrighty, let's dive back into the rest of the podcast. So number 4 was that follow-up that goes with it. Now that you've got the leads coming in or wherever you're getting follow-up, and you can use it for bookings, you can use it to remind people, hey, I'm coming on Tuesday to confirm your appointments that you had or your events, whatever it is, or your orders or your pickup delivery. You can give them all those instructions and you just set it up in advance. And it's not there's some setup to be done, of course, but once it's done, it's running by itself, hands-free.
Mm-hmm.
It just is, So, all right, now the next thing, which was really key, and you hit on this, like showcase your products. Like you want to have pictures and stuff of stuff that you are selling. This morning, I'm building up some of these templates, and I'm like, well, let's go use all the pictures that I had on my past events. We're going to put them in the sample templates, but I'm showcasing. We have video I took. We have just pictures of the boards and the cart and just everything that we're putting in. But you want to showcase your products because that's what sells, right? That's what helps
Yeah.
sell your things, right? So like on your site, you've got pictures of your earrings, you've got pictures of your soups. Even they're still
Mm-hmm.
really cute, those little packages. I
Yeah.
mean, people get a better feel for what it is they're buying and see the value in it instead of just saying, yeah, I have a loaf of bread, but they don't know how big it is. So you really
Right,
need
right. Or, you might have it in the
get some
description, but
details.
yeah, you're limited on some of those basic websites on what you can
Yes.
put in, and you can't customize those individual items to really make them look their best. And you might only get one picture, you might get 4 pictures, that kind of thing. So no video. And anywho, the idea is to get people to be like, oh, that is there. I can order it. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. And they see what they're spending money
Or
on instead
schedule
of
a
just
time.
right. Oh, well, obviously scheduling,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
as far as showcasing your items, you want to be able to list out maybe all the ingredients. If they're worried, like in your case, is it gluten free? Is it sugar free? Or, all of that can be on there along with pictures and really make a portfolio.
Yeah.
And that's easy because we, again, in our systems, because we're making these specifically for food that are luxury. And I say luxury, that doesn't mean you're going to be paying luxury prices. Trust me, because we know some of you might be doing this on the side and that, to fork over a whole lot every month. But I'm going to tell you, you'll sell more. So you have to look at that. I'm going to be able to sell more because I'm being able to showcase my products better. And I'm showing up online for once instead of
Yeah.
just being in Instagram and DMing in the, Facebook or
Yeah.
being on Marketplace or whatever and getting scammed. Um, right? Because people are getting scammed
Scam
out there. I
book.
see
That's what
it,
I
right?
always call it. I know it's
Scam.
terrible, and I don't want Zuckerberg coming after me, but sorry, dude. You need to do some
Yeah.
work on the Facebook marketplace. Is frightening sometimes.
God, there's so much crap that comes through.
It really
Okay,
is.
so now if you ever go out and like Google, all right, so this is really, really important. If somebody goes out and they're looking for charcuterie near me, you want to show up, right? But the only way this is really going to happen is if you have a website. So that's the first step. But you also need to get on Google My Business, GMB, Google My Business, right? And then when you can get out there, and you start getting reviews, which is number 6 and 7. 6, get on Google, 7, get reviews. Because
Hmm.
and you can do that in Facebook too, but important on Google because people are going to be looking, where can I get fresh sourdough bread? You want to show up. And even if you don't have a location, you can still do this without putting a location in. I know because we're realtors and most of us don't have locations. Like we're not going to give our home address as our office. We can put our company on there, but it makes it a little challenging. But you want to get on that and make sure that when somebody runs a search for whatever product it is you're selling, they can find you. So this is really, really key. And you need to have a site because they're going to
Hmm.
want to click on something or they could call you, obviously, which you can set up. By the way, if you need to, and this is stuff we teach, if you want to start running ads, you really need to look into local Google local service advertising. If you want to start running ads, it's LSA, which is local service advertising. So it's not for every service in the world out there, but for a lot of different services, you can get ads running. But bottom line is you want to be seen. And and in the AI search engines too, because the more people are clicking, and if you start, maybe writing a little blog posts and things about things on your website, you could do that, and that will help a ton for search engine optimization, SEO, if you've ever heard of it that way. So you want people to be able to find you. That's the goal.
Yeah.
And getting the reviews are really, really important. And what's cool about getting reviews, we have a widget, which is this little code that you put on your website that when we integrate with Google, anytime you get a review, those reviews will show up right on your website. And if they're bad reviews, you can tell it, I don't want anything other than 3 or 4 stars under there. I only want 5 stars. I mean, I would put 4 or 5. But bottom line is you want to be able to promote the fact that you're getting reviews and let people see that on
Yeah.
your website because that makes you legit even more. Really, really important to get reviews as much as you can. And the good thing is if you're in a system like we have a Google review, we have a review tool that on top of putting that widget in there, it automatically will send out requests to get those reviews. And what's good is that, people will see those because the more reviews you get, the higher up you get seen when people are searching for you. Again, this is
Right.
all,
Right. Right.
marketing 101 that I know for most of you is new to you because this isn't something you do on a daily basis. But that's why I'm here to tell you what to do, right? So really important, get some reviews. Okay, so we have like 3 more things. Number 8, we want to place everything in one spot. We don't need to have stuff all over the place. So now we're juggling DMs, we've got emails, we got Venmo, we have spreadsheets we're trying to track. All of that can happen in one spot. Oh, I got to go, get my payment. So I'll get a Zelle, which by the way, I stopped because I got fished on Zelle and I won't use it
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't use Zelle either.
Yeah.
Most businesses don't use Zelle
Yeah.
anymore, just so you all know. I know they're still out there pushing it, but it is one of the places where most people get scammed. Venmo is
Right.
still safe. I will say that. It's a
Yeah.
pain in the neck, but it is still there.
It's a
And of
little
course,
safer.
using the cards and such through a legitimate website situation like what we offer, that is the best way to do it. And by the way, I can use my all of my system can be used in person too,
Square.
just like Shopify, just like everybody else. I have a POS version that I have on my iPad that is just like, you see people doing it all the time at markets. So
Right.
it works out
POS
great.
stands for point of sale. So I'm trying not to
Hmm.
use much. I'm trying to be better about
I
my
know not too
jargon.
many of those, right? I know.
Yeah,
I
I know.
know. I always have to stop you like, wait, what does that mean?
I know, I know. Now I'm stopping you.
I
But
know.
that's the key though, because on your website you have auto payment that you hook up with, like we use Stripe, and
Uh-huh.
it's very legitimate. And you just hook up, and they don't charge to have an account, but you do pay them a little percentage. It's like less than 3% per sale. And so
Hmm.
if it was $10, you'd be paying like three, it's not that much. Like $10 is like 3 cents, but it depends on
Yeah,
what you're
it's only
selling.
like 3 cents.
It's
It's such a small margin of what you're, you have to pay for these services. I mean, that's just the way of the world. So at the end of the
yeah.
day, most of them are 3% or less.
You want to take a
And it
credit card.
really, yeah, and you don't want to do it like separately. Like there was a lady next to me this weekend who was doing the taxes and the
Yeah.
credit card fees and all that jazz. And I mean, honestly, it's just more
Nickel and dime.
frustrating. You just incorporate it somehow, some way, incorporate it and tell them it's all free. Like
Yeah.
there's no extra charges. It just
Right.
is easier for people and they don't have to get frustrated that the price was not $20, but it was 27 by the time you get done with it all. So
Right. And
that
it makes
sucks.
sense. Yeah. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to like now your nickel and dime was only originally $12 and now it's
Right.
15 or 20 or whatever. Yeah, not good.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't do that
Yeah. We're
either.
not an airline here. We don't have to get nickel and dime and everybody for every little extra
Pay for the
pound that we put
plastic
in our
bag.
purse. I know. So frustrating. Oh my God.
But so you're
Anyways,
just trying to prevent the chaos of having all this stuff all over the place. And you can centralize every bit of your sale process onto the website, and everything is all connected. So they come in, your calendar is there. If they need a book from the calendar, they see that that you're available to make the bread on Saturday. They will order the bread. They will tell you what they want. They'll pay for it right then and there. From there, they get an automated email sent back out to them. You're getting
mhm,
a ching on your phone, and you now know, okay, I got to make a loaf of bread on Wednesday or whatever day, right?
right,
You know, you
right.
see it, you're being notified too. You can log in and see everything happening at once. And even if somebody was DMing you, you can actually integrate in there. Our system does this where you integrate all of your social media business accounts in here. And the minute they write you,
Yeah,
it comes right in to your software, and you can actually communicate inside the software. And what's good about being able to do that, again, everything's all in one place. You're not, oh God, I got to go. What account was that? I got to go into,
yeah, yeah,
Instagram, or
yeah,
was that Facebook? I don't remember. I got to get in there, or was it TikTok? I don't. It's all coming into one spot. So much better, honestly. So much better to manage
yeah,
all of that, right? So we know that a lot of what we do also is holiday related or seasonal. So you should be able to run your promotions and any kind of seasonal type campaign marketing. So your website, you can have build pages if you want for the different offers you have during the holidays. Or even if it's just like we offer this for birthdays, we offer this for weddings, we offer this for, whatever kind of event that you might do or the kind of products you have. So you get the page built on your site, which is simple to do. We basically just clone our pages and then we just edit that page with a picture and change up some of the wording. That's how easy it is. And then
hmm,
we make sure we add a calendar or an order form for that product, whatever it is. And now we're able to wait in. Now we have workflow set up that we could literally say, we want this one to start running. We got Father's Day is coming up. We can want this ad to start, or this promotion or email workflow or drip campaign to start sending 3 weeks before Father's Day or a month before Father's Day, and say, hey, we have this, you know, Father's Day charcuterie board or whatever it is that you're going to promote coming up. If you want to order, our deadline for ordering for Father's Day is this day, and we just start promoting in advance. And this would go for every major holiday through the year that you want to promote, right? We have a lot of holidays coming up. We got Memorial Day, we got 4th of July, a huge 4th of July coming up, which if you're not promoting something for the 250, you should be. Now's the
yeah,
time, people. I mean, if make some red, white, and blue cupcakes, or cookies and breads, and I mean, there's so much you could be doing right now. Start
yeah,
telling the world, and then you've got these pages that you've built, and now you're linking them on your social. And when you go out to promote, because we've done other ways to how to promote your business organically, is to get it out there in the world. And now you're just sharing that particular page link as opposed to just going straight to the home page. But you can build pages up specific for your products if you want to do it that way. So highly, highly recommend that you start this now, because we are coming into the weirdly, it's hard to believe we're coming into the fall season. Or you start thinking about fall
I
because
was
you're
at
just bringing
Hobby
it up.
Lobby yesterday. They had Christmas and Thanksgiving, and they don't do Halloween at Hobby Lobby because they got like the religious thing going on. But
Oh yeah,
all the fall stuff was out. The Christmas stuff was going up. I mean, I was
yeah.
like, wait a minute, we didn't even get Fourth of July through
I
yet.
know, I know, it's
At least
crazy.
wait till then. At least.
Well,
But I
I
think
know.
they have so much stuff going on that they constantly have to be way ahead of the game because that stuff is going to be sold out. Literally, I mean, I was in retail for a long time. That stuff sells out by the end of August.
Mhm.
So it's gone. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying we need to get hooked up, get your website going, get signed up for vendor events, be ready for the fall season because for most of us, that's when you make
The
the
most money.
majority of your
Right.
money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
People are in the mood to want to start spending and they're going to do it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and to get back on the promotions, I think one of the things you should think about is promoting to corporations. And I always keep pushing the real estate side of this because
Hmm.
if you're offering up charcuterie gift boxes, charcuterie boards for closing gifts, and or anything that you sell, like if you are into cupcakes, or I mean, I'm still so jealous of the people that can do all that flower piping, which I can't get done here in Arizona. I've come to a conclusion it's too hot. Um,
Yeah,
but
it's too hot.
if you can do those kind of things, oh my gosh, and this promote to these are all year round type things that you
Yes,
provide
yes, they
gift
are.
boxes, right? So you can easily just like here, and to get back on that QR code thing, our system does have built-in QR codes now. They're right on the landing pages and the pages you're building that you just literally click on it and it creates its own. It's so nice. We don't even have to like go into a different part of this software to build it now.
Right. You don't have to download some app to make it happen the way it used to
No, no,
be.
no. It's
Yeah.
all built in right on the page where you're building stuff. So you just click on it, go, I need a QR code for
I
this. So
need a
it can be
QR
nice.
code. Yep.
For those of you who don't know what a QR code is, it's that square box type thing that has all those weird
That
little
weird.
squiggly lines. You take your phone and hover over it, which, by the way, is really key if you're doing farm stands or like Andrea, market, and how easy it is to be able to just go, hey, I got a farm stand down there. I put a big, huge QR code on my sign down at the end of the road or wherever my stand is, and make sure that people can just come up and see when you're all these things we're telling
When
you
you're
about.
doing whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, or they can
Yeah.
just buy online and forget the stupid stand.
Right.
No, no, I shouldn't say
Yeah.
that. My
They could do
granddaughter
that. I
keeps
mean,
telling me,
that's
going,
what I
Gaga,
always think.
yeah, Gaga, stop saying stupid. And my God, apparently she's getting in trouble for saying stupid, so I have to stop. But
Um,
anyway, how cool would it be though on your farm stand that if you're not open, you can still leave your QR code down there, and they're just going to get out to your site and be able to just drive up as close as they can to scan it and go, yeah, I want to see when they're going to be open
yeah.
next. When am I
Yeah.
going to have something, but they need to have to go somewhere. You don't want to send them over to your DM. Again, I keep bringing this up because I couldn't track all that. I just couldn't do it.
I know. I don't know how people do that. I know a lot of people who run their business strictly through their Facebook instant messaging and their time, they always complain about how much time they spend.
Trying to
You're in the
manage.
middle of, your hands are dirty, you're elbow deep in flour, and all of a sudden you got to DM somebody. It sucks. So if you do it this way, and I know that Facebook does have automatic, response, but it's a generic response that you set up. It's not like an AI response that says, "Hey,
You got to
I'm
manage it and track it.
I got
That's
a,
not.
an elbow full of flour right now. I can't get back to you." So the point is, and you could talk into your phone all day, but the point is this just does all the work for you.
Yeah.
So when you're ready, you sit down and you get yourself organized, and it helps you stay organized. At
Right.
the
Oh,
end of
and
the day,
everything's
that's what
all in
it's
one
about.
spot again. Yeah, it
Yeah.
really is. And it's really there to help you sell more when you're not there live in person to do it.
Right.
And
Right.
I
Right.
always tell the agents, you can't be in two places at once, out showing a home and then trying to respond back to people who are coming in off your online ordering or your online leads. So the system can do it automatically. and you're notified and it's showing up on your calendar. So you're not having to go back and try to put it on your calendar because it's already there. And all you're doing
Hmm.
is looking at your calendar every day going, all right, I gotta order
Yeah.
this. I gotta do what I gotta do. But on top of that, I know a lot of you are not actually doing this full time. So you've got another job. You're trying to juggle your other job and trying to do this. I mean, how nice would it be to just get this going? And if I could say anything about that, is that I know a lot of people just don't want to spend the money because they are have another job. They're not ready to do this. But I'm going to tell you, this is the first thing you really need to do. And it's the best investment because it will help get you out of, if you're trying to make it a full-time thing, it'll help you get ramped up way quicker to
Right.
have a much more
Yes.
productive ordering system in place and have it do it on its own. And then you know it's happening, even if you're at your other job trying to do whatever it is you're
Yeah.
doing. It
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
I could go on for hours about that. If you really
I
want to
know.
make
She
this your
can. She
business.
can.
Yeah. And so that's number 10. You're building a real business if that's what you want. And honestly, even if it's part time, and if you want to make it a side hustle, this is still important to you. A website will signal out to the world that you are legitimate and that you're serious about what it is you doing, and you'll sell more, you'll make more money. And if you are really wanting to get out and make this a full-time gig for yourself, this is the first step, because if you don't have business, then this isn't going to work for you. I mean,
Yeah.
you might be getting the cool part is that people probably know you for what you're selling, and that's nice because that means they're contacting you. But how are you juggling all of this while you're trying to,
Yeah.
get it all done in one spot, all in one location? So for charcuterie, we got charcuteriesites.com, and we are rolling out the Cottage Biz one shortly, which I will tell you what that will be once we get it finalized. But in the meantime, here's what I'll tell you. If you are in the cottage food industry and not charcuterie right now, contact us anyway. You can reach us. Actually, if you go to charcuteriesites.com, you can contact us there. And but we are all over the place. You can go to grazingbiz.com and see us there. There are or all of the links that are in the show notes. We have a lot of resources, paid and free resources to help you with your businesses. You can reach us through there. We also have a group on Facebook that you can get into, which is both same thing, charcuterie and cottage biz. There's a lot of charcuterie sites out there, but we had one called Charcuterie and Cottage Biz Success, I think it is. Anyway, you can reach us through there, and we can still make your site, even though I don't have it live for the cottage food yet, because we're rolling out the charcuterie one first. But we can still make any site you want. We literally can.
Hmm.
Literally, you could tell. I'm going to tell you honestly, if you had a really pretty site that you saw somebody had and you wanted one just like it, send it to us and we'll clone it for you. I can do that. And I can do it pretty quick these days. Thank
Yeah.
you, AI. But
Eh,
we can make anything you want, and literally it'll be worth it, and you'll get launched way quicker than you trying to set this up on your own with all of this other stuff on the back end. That it's one thing to have a site, but all the stuff that helps you automate and market and all of that with, how cool would it be? We also have the tool to be able to post, like it's the posting planner. So if you have a picture of your product and you've got something coming up for Father's Day, post it. It will go out to all of your favorite social at once, not having to go in and post all over to everyone individually. So we have that ability to do it too. It's all part of what we offer. But the main thing here we're talking about is getting your site finally up and running, and something nice, something you can be proud of, not, the
yeah.
standard that everyone has out there. We can make pretty much anything and edit it anytime you can edit it. We'll show you how if you're into that. But we'll build it for you. We'll show you exactly what we need to, you tell us what you got, we'll build it when you got it. So, oh gosh, I could go on, like Andrew said. There's so much, but we hit the main points. And I think those 10 main reasons why you need to have a site, really go back and listen to this podcast again, because I do believe there's a ton here that can help you, even if we just do two of the things, that we talked
Yeah.
about to get you started, right? Um,
Hmm.
anyway, let's go sell some more stuff. Let's do it. I'm all into it. Let's go sell, sell,
Yeah.
sell. What else? Or what are you doing? Are you going to sell? Oh no, you're going to the movies. That's right.
I'm going to the movies in an hour. So, yeah,
All
nothing
right. Well,
exciting for me today. I worked
We
so hard
all
over the
know.
weekend that like Monday, I was just like, I called it my market hangover. I literally didn't do anything. I think I was wind whipped from our Prescott, Northern Arizona winds were just kicking my butt. And I
Yeah,
slept like all day. I thought I was worried I was getting sick, but I think I was wind blown.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
won't
That'll
have
do it.
another
They'll take it out
show
of you.
for until October at this point. So, but that's how it works. I mean, I've gotten to this point where I only work really, really hard for like 3 or 4 months out of the year. The rest of the year, I'm working off of my website and orders that are coming through there.
Yeah,
I
right,
do shows in the spring, but they're sparse and it's really just to keep my name active. But I don't, those things are important. And so, this is why I'm saying the website is extremely important just to keep everything rolling throughout the year for like
right,
what I do. Now everybody's got a different system. I've just developed this one over the years, but as you move forward, you'll get better and better at it. So don't get frustrated right out the gate either,
yeah.
because nothing until you figure it out. We could tell
Well,
you a million things, but the one thing we can tell you is that the website at the end all be all will be one of the most important things that you have to have.
right.
So whether you take our advice, we'll let you
Yeah,
decide.
depends on where you're at in your process. But to be honest with you, if I was starting from scratch, that's what I'd be starting right now is figuring out what am
Right,
I selling, which you probably already
right,
know. And
right.
now let's just get it on somewhere so someone can see it. And here's what I can tell you. When you start sharing it like to your people in your world, you don't even have to run ads or anything to it. You're going
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
so
yeah.
surprised how many people are going to start asking more about it. And it just takes pictures for you to start sharing
Mhm.
it and go, oh yeah, if you want to learn more, click here. Now they can go somewhere and see something really beautiful and legit that, hey, she really is, or he or she is really
She
serious
means she's business. And the thing is your passion that they may not see, let's say on your Facebook
about.
DMs or
True.
whatever, the passion that you have for what you do comes through on the website as
Oh, good
well.
call. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it makes a big difference in people's psyche, like this is the lady that I want to do business with, or
Yeah.
man,
Man.
whoever you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no doubt. I mean that there's a lot to be said about that. And so people will really get
mhm.
it. And you'll just get more and more business. The more word of mouth's going to go around and people go, "Yeah, I know
Yeah.
somebody who does that. I know somebody who
Yeah,
does that."
yeah,
Now they can go, just
exactly.
send them over to my site and there you go. So that's the
Right.
other thing is that you could give people referral money here and there for helping you out or give them a free loaf of bread, every time they every time they refer you. I mean, what's it
And you
cost?
get a free
$50
cookie when you
more?
refer me.
Exactly. I will say making you a whole charcuterie board is a little more expensive, but I might if you give me a lot of business. I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
it depends. It's all relative.
Yeah, it is, right? All right, sister. Well, have a good one at the movies. Everyone out there, take it with a grain of salt, but I'm going to tell you now, we're here to help you out. Go to
Yeah,
charcuteriesites.com or
yeah, we
check out
are.
all of our resources here in the show
We
notes.
we actually love doing this. So
Yeah.
please, it's
Yep.
not, I know it seems like sometimes we might be pushing things for money reasons, but we have realized what people need and we just want to share it. I mean,
Yeah.
we did this because we were in that boat
We needed it.
and we
Yeah.
needed it. And we were just like, if we need it, other people need it. And we
Yeah.
want to do it right. So please come and talk to us.
Right. That's key. Doing it right. All right. We'll
Yeah.
talk to you later. Bye bye, everybody. Have a nice night. We'll see you next
Bye.
time. Bye bye.